are listening to WHOA Podcast, coming to you from Gainesville, Florida. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WHOA GNV Podcast, the coronavirus sessions, where our temporary mission is to save as many businesses and jobs as possible by sharing how your fellow business owners and professionals are navigating the impact of COVID-19. However, today we're changing it up a little bit because we have a couple of really brilliant college students on the show, and I'm really excited to introduce them. But before I do, I will introduce my co-host, Michael Dees. What is up, man?
Not a whole lot. I'm excited to change it up a little bit, get a little bit of input from a group that we haven't really heard from during this whole thing. So I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for their perspective as well. But before we get into it, let's thank some sponsors, yeah? So our first
let's do that.
Sponsor of today's episode is Colliers International Gainesville. If your business has ever bought land, sold property, or negotiated a lease, you know why it's important to have someone in your corner and who knows the market and delivers results. That's why you see so many Colliers International Gainesville signs around town. Colliers Gainesville has the most experienced commercial real estate team in the market, along with access to a global network of industry experts. Trust me, with one call, you'll know why so many businesses trust them. Learn more at colliers.com/Gainesville. Dan Drodos is a personal friend of mine, and his team is just excellent. I just love the things that they do for this community. They're highly invested in the community, and I appreciate their sponsorship and support of us. Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for your sponsorship. Mike, you want to
To be fair, everybody is a personal friend of yours.
I mean, I love everybody in this community, man. I mean, well,
I know.
Nice when, from a sponsorship standpoint, you know, like your friends support your show and what you're doing, you know?
That's right.
So it's great.
I know Brian Aurelio is also a friend of yours. Brian Aurelio and the team at Brooker Pest Control, who's also a sponsor of today's episode. So I want to remind you, there are two types of homes in Florida, those with termites and those that will get termites. Brooker Pest Control has been controlling and preventing termites in the Gainesville and surrounding areas for years. As we said, Brian is a close personal friend of Collin's. He and his team help us out at New Scooters. I know they help at Collin's house. We had him on the podcast. He's a great dude. Let them take care of your home and business. They'll hook you up. They'll make sure that all those little critters are, a thing of the past, right? So give them a call at 352-378-2433 or find them online at brookerpestcontrol.com. Tell them that we sent you. Tell them that you heard about them on the WOGNV podcast, as well as Colliers International, so they can continue to sponsor us forever.
Forever. Don't ever leave us. So, no, man, we're super grateful for all of the sponsors that we get. And, I'm excited to get in today's show. So, you guys ready to rock and roll? Let's do this. Let's go.
We are ready.
Today on the show, you guys, we have Sarah Lentz and Kendall Price, students at the University of Florida. Welcome to our show. How are you?
Thank you. We're really excited to be here. Good.
Okay, cool. Why don't each of you give us the 30 seconds of, maybe what you're majoring in, and we'll just go from there. Little intro.
Yeah, so my name is Sarah Lentz. I was born and raised here in Gainesville. I am a freshman at the University of Florida studying business marketing. I dual enrolled full-time at Santa Fe College, and I love it. I love UF and everything that it involves.
Cool.
My name is Kendall Price. I am finishing my sophomore year of industrial engineering, and I'm also from Gainesville. I mean, other than that, that's pretty much it, but not a lot going on right now.
Cool. Well, we got some ACRs in the house, y'all.
Kendall and I have known each other since, Kendall and I have known each other since we were 11.
Yeah, we played volleyball together. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So we grew up in Gainesville together, so it's really cool.
So did you always know you wanted to go to UF, or were you thinking about other places?
I wanted to go to Vandy, but it's expensive and far away. So
yeah.
It is.
And then I knew that I was fortunate enough to have my Bright Futures scholarship. So my options were here or FSU. And
well, you chose right there.
Yeah, UF is
Yeah.
right here. And then, like being born and raised in Gainesville, like being a Gator's in my blood. Like I couldn't leave Gainesville and become a Knoll. That just wasn't in me. And I mean, it's top 7 in the nation, so it's
Yeah,
crazy
it
to
is.
pass
That's
up.
right.
That's right. So why don't you tell us, what we're recording in May now. I mean, all this stuff with this coronavirus really started hitting our community, in March. I mean, I would say really started hitting mid-March. I became really on top of things like a week before that and was like, all right, this is going to become a problem. But I mean, when the University of Florida and, local schools started saying, hey, we're going to put classes online for 2 weeks, what was going through your mind at that time?
You want to take it?
I can't speak for business, but for engineering especially, a lot of these classes can't be taught online, so it's been pretty tough. For example, like coding is pretty hard online because you can't have instruction and also do the coding at the same time. So, I mean, it's been kind of a pretty tough transition for that.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's like a tough transition, but college is only 4 years of our life, and it's a real bummer that some of it has been taken away from us and not being able to enjoy the college experience by going to different sporting events, going to different things across campus. It's been tough, but we've definitely tried to make the most of it and done our best to adjust, but it's definitely not anything I ever expected.
And pretty much all our free time is going to this.
So we're making the most of it.
Yeah.
Did you guys think that classes would just start back in 2 weeks, or were you just kind of like, oh, there's no way that we're gonna be back in class in 2 weeks?
I said there was no way.
There was no way, but there was hope, you know what I mean? So I wanted to go back, but in my heart I knew that there was no way that we were going to be able to go back.
Okay, and as that got extended through the end of the semester, and now through summer sessions at minimum, right? How has that impacted you guys? Are you guys is it kind of just go with the flow now, or is it like, man, this sucks?
Internship.
Oh yeah, well I do have an internship. Well, I had an internship, so I guess around December I had landed an internship in Jacksonville, and I was going to work for Cisco Foods there in Jacksonville. And then right when this was all hitting, classes were going online, and then I found out that my internship had been postponed to a further date. This was really disappointing because as a freshman, it's really hard to get a big internship like that. So I was really proud of the hard work that I put in, for it to just be taken away by a situation that I can't control. So I made the most of it. I talked with the business career coaches at Heavener, and I landed an internship that was fully online. So this is still a different weird transition that I'm kind of looking forward to, because I still have the opportunity to do an internship, but it is online. So with everything that's going on, it's definitely weird having to make these adjustments and not being able to do things in person like a normal internship would be, but still getting the experience, I think, is the biggest thing. Trying to make the most of it.
Yeah.
Is that the internship with the Selling Factory? That the one that's
It
online?
is, yeah. I'm doing the one with the Selling Factory Academy. Yeah.
So have you've already started it?
I start on Monday.
You start on Monday.
I do, yeah.
Well, you're in for an awesome experience because Brad Gamble and the entire team, Ian and Aaron over there. I mean, they're awesome, and they're huge supporters of us as well. So we actually
fantastic people to learn from.
Yeah, you're in for a treat for sure. So it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's really comforting for sure.
It's cool, and everybody watches this podcast and knows those guys over there. So they're pillars in our community for sure. So that's really, really cool. Well, awesome. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the really, I was on LinkedIn. I'm doing my normal scrolling. I'm a big social media guy. I'm in there scrolling, looking at stuff, and then I see this article from the College of Business, Warrington College of Business, right? That's sharing this amazing thing that you guys have been doing, which is like been making masks and stuff. And I don't even know all the details. That's why I was like, let me get them on the show and like, let's talk about it. I want to hear what they've been doing. So why don't you share what has happened and why you were even featured in that article?
We start with my sewing and then you can.
Or do you tell you how it started?
Yeah. So I originally started sewing. You do that, yeah. And then, so I originally started sewing in 2nd grade. I went to a Montessori school here in Gainesville, and I learned how to sew. And that is really where I found who I was, what I love to do. And in 2nd grade, I started my own blanket making project. So I would make cut and tie blankets. I would gather friends like Kendall from my volleyball team, and we would make simple cut and tie blankets to donate to the homeless. And so sewing just kind of stuck with me throughout my life. As time went on, I had less and less actual free time to be able to do it. So when Corona happened, I'll let Kendall share the rest of the story.
My mom actually is an orthoptist, and she works at Family Focus, which is eye doctors. They have 7 or something doctors, but they specialize in all different types of muscle disorders and cataracts and lens problems. So they couldn't get the N95 masks for any cheaper than $8 a mask, and you can't really use those multiple times anyways, or more than 3 times. So we started making them, and we started with 6, and that took us all day. And I mean, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. We were struggling.
It was hard.
And they weren't the cutest, they were pretty ugly. But we gave them to my mom, and then she's like, I want more. So then
6 masks has turned into now we've made 742, but we have 801 total orders. So I don't even think there's been a day. We started on April 2nd.
Yeah, I took a day off for a couple exams, and then Sarah took a day off for an exam, and then we just we've been making them nonstop
since then. I don't think there's been a day since we started that we haven't made at least 10 masks.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday alone we made something 35, 40 maybe, and we started.
So how long does it take to make one mask now? You're doing 2 a day. I mean, how many hours are you guys spending doing it?
So in the beginning, we only had one machine. So I had my personal sewing machine, and it took me at least 20 minutes to make one mask, right? Mm-hmm. So then about halfway through our project, I went back to the lady at the Montessori school who taught me how to sew. And she was helping me with supplies because I was running out of stuff. And she teaches a sewing class still at the Montessori school. So she kindly donated another machine for us to use. So probably about 2 weeks ago, I taught Kendall how to sew. So we have 2 machines going at one time, and I say we can probably crank out 15 to 20 an hour now. So it's definitely a lot faster, but it's taken us 700 masks to get that system down, let me be honest.
Our system's pretty flawless now too.
It's evolved. You've innovated over the time, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So how hard did you roll your eyes the first time? You got done with those 6 and it took you 12 hours, and then mom says, I need more. Were you just oh my God, it's the last thing I want to do?
I mean, I think that Sarah may have wanted to murder me, but it's fine.
Well, I didn't expect it at all. I thought, 6 masks, totally fine. One day we're done. Then I posted it on Facebook, just, why not, right? And it blew up. I got I don't even know, 150 mask orders in 12 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Kendall, I need some help.
About when did they announce that they were doing the order that everyone needs to wear their mask?
I think was that a week ago? Maybe the beginning of this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday, yeah.
Sarah's we're really slowing down with these orders, man. And then that went out, and we have so many more now.
Yeah.
So is this something that you guys are making some profit on, or is it more? I mean, I know you're doing it for the good, of the workers and the people who have had trouble getting masks, but I mean, are you at least covering a little bit of your time, making a little bit of money, or?
Yeah. So we, in the beginning, Kendall, was it one of your teachers from Buchholz?
Yeah. So one of my teachers posted about how the Alachua County Foundation or the needed money for homeless students for the food. So I was like, hey, all the donations that we get, we should just donate like $1 for every mask that we make. So we've done that so far. And how much have we donated?
Yeah, so we've made 742 masks. So this morning I put in our third donation. So we've donated 742 total dollars to the Education Foundation of Alachua County. And like Kendall said, that goes to the emergency food and food basket to help feed homeless students here in Gainesville that are in the public school system. This is really important to us, I feel, because we were born and raised in this county and know how much, kids can go to school and you don't even realize that they're suffering at the home life. So this was just a chance for us to we're definitely not making a profit from it, but give back to the community that raised us. And we donate $1 per mask we make. And then any additional donations goes towards materials, postage, because we've shipped to 14 states in the United States. And it's been a blessing.
Yeah.
So how
a lot of people have donated.
Go ahead. What was that? What was that?
A lot of people the UAA have donated a bunch of shirts that we cut into straps for our masks.
That's cool.
That's been super helpful.
Yeah.
That's neat.
So are you feeling like custom orders, or like people asking for like, I want like this college fabric or anything like that?
Yeah, so that our biggest one has been gator fabric. I mean, we are in Gainesville, but I would say here's a little example of one we have.
They're not coming after you for licensing fees, are they?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Hopefully they'll be a little lenient during this time. Jeez.
Right.
But yeah, so our biggest one is gator fabric, and I mean the Joann's from here to Lake City to Ocala, they are out everywhere. It is so hard to come by. Sure. So I've ordered from Amazon, eBay, and I give the person a forewarning, the fabric is coming. As soon as it gets here, we'll have it out to you, but it's just the shipping is off. Everything is just a little bit slowed down. So most of the people
supply and demand, baby. I'm sorry, those masks are now $55.
Yeah, but we've made some FSU ones, JAGS ones.
Yeah, UCF.
It's painful to make those, isn't it? Doesn't it hurt your feelings to make those?
Say again?
It's painful to have to make those masks, right? Yeah.
It hurts to have to put it through the machine.
Oh my gosh.
This is awesome. Well, that's so cool. I mean, I would encourage you guys. I mean, this is coming from the guy who wants you to have a vacation at the end of this. Maybe make a little bit of money so you guys can go to a nice hotel resort for a weekend after this thing is all done and things are back to normal. I hope you can take a little bit of it.
At this point, we've done so much. It's nicer. It feels nicer to do something for the community and feel like we're doing our part as the younger generation to help a lot of the older generation of Gainesville. Mm-hmm. So I mean, definitely. I don't really care, if I'm being honest.
I agree. Yeah. And we both also work at Gainesville Health and Fitness. Okay. And Joe has been very, very generous, and we're still actually being fortunate enough to be paid while we're closed. So we're still both receiving a paycheck while being closed. And so that, has been a little cushion, and it feels good for us because, he's paying his part into the community as we're still able to give back to our community as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Joe is a pillar in this community. And we've even mentioned him on the show. I'm gonna see if we can get him on the show. Cause I would love to hear some of the stuff that they've been going through. I know it's been kind of a trying time for them, especially with the doors being closed over there. So hopefully things can kind of get back to normal soon. What do you guys think? I mean, let's kind of dive back into school a little bit. Have you heard any rumors? Do you think school's going to start in the fall? What are your suspicions there? I mean, everybody going to go back to class and everybody's going to be wearing a mask? Are we going to fill up that football stadium and all be wearing masks? Mike, if football season starts, Mike, are you going to the games wearing a mask?
I mean, I'm not missing the game, so yeah. Going full bodysuit if they make me.
You would. I know you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they did send out an email, I think either a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that they're pushing back the start of fall till August 31st rather than like August 14th. And they're trying to monitor. It's kind of complicated. So they like monitor who you hang out with and like their temperatures. And so like if you somehow show symptoms, then they like tell all the people in your circle that you are showing symptoms and that they need to get rechecked. And like their plan is to check everyone.
That's what I've heard.
Every student coming back to the campus. So,
which honestly, if they check everyone and they have to do their little test all the way back, I'll do it if that, allows us to go back on campus, because I love it.
I just don't know how they're going to get that many tests, but
They'll figure it out, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of rooting for school to start, in the fall as well. I mean, obviously, our business audience, everybody who's listening, our community, everybody knows the impact that would have on our community if school did not start back. It would be pretty significant. So I know that they're doing everything they can to make sure that, one, everybody's safe, but two, like school actually starts in the fall. So hopefully we can make that happen. In the meantime, this has been really, really cool. It's exciting to see what you guys have done and how you've helped, during this crisis. I'm super proud of both of you guys. I'm super excited that you're starting an internship at the Selling Factory, because I know that that's going to be an incredible experience for you as well. But for people, people can place orders still. Where can they do this?
Absolutely.
Okay, if people wanted to order a mask, how could they do so?
Yeah, definitely. I have it posted. I'll give you I can say my handles for my Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. That is definitely the best way to reach out to me. So on Facebook, it's Sarah, SARAHJ, Lentz, LENTZ. For LinkedIn, it's Sarah-Lentz, LENTZ, and then Twitter, it's Sarah Lentz, and then the number 9. So messaging me on any 3 of those platforms is the best way to place an order, and we'll be in touch from there.
Well, we have lots cut, so we're ready to
go.
Yeah, what's the backlog like? How long do I have to wait?
Probably,
depends what fabric you want.
It definitely depends on what fabric.
You want the gator fabric? Because that comes at a premium now. I'm just saying.
Need a GNV podcast.
Yeah. You make one like this.
We can try.
Send us a shirt and
we'll make it work. Yeah.
What's that? I like it.
That should be your slogan. Send us a shirt and we'll make it work.
Oh, that's the other thing. Bandanas. I know a lot of people have been wearing bandanas as masks. They're actually really easy for us to make masks out of. So if you want to make your donation in a bandana or something like that, and we can turn around into a mask for you, that's super easy. We love to do that as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Mike, final thoughts?
Yeah, man. I definitely appreciate the work that you guys are doing, because I know a lot of people were really searching all over the place to find anything that would keep them protected. I know early on, we've had a hard time keeping our employees, from an essential business standpoint, protected. So kudos to you guys for finding that and using your skills to be able to give back to the community.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we love it. We have a fun time.
Yeah, I'm actually really
And I got one more question for you guys, because this is more of a general podcast question, because one of our big missions for this podcast is to really keep a lot of our top 7 talent. You guys, we want to keep more students in Gainesville upon graduation. Now it might be a little bit different for you guys, because this is kind of home since you lived here a long time. But what do you think we need to do as a business community to really retain a lot of that top 7 talent?
That's a hard question.
That's why I ask it.
Oh.
Any thoughts?
I definitely think Gainesville is a place for a lot of startups.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that maybe want to start their own business or something like that, Gainesville's a great place for that. But I don't know. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think, I'm super curious. You're about to start an internship. When I even heard you talk about your internship, you had one lined up in Jacksonville, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then that didn't work out. And then like you're starting at the selling factory. I'm like, I don't know anything about your Jacksonville internship, but I know the experience that you're going to get at the selling factory and how valuable that's going to be for the rest of your life. Like, I just know that because I know what they do. And so I always feel like there's this like natural pull to like get out of Gainesville. And when a lot of people don't realize that, hey, like you can intern locally, you can get a job here upon graduation. Do you think that's just like us coming up with more ways to get you involved? I mean, how did you hear about the internship at the selling factory? You said it was through UF?
Yeah, I found out after I found out that my internship in Jacksonville was postponed. I went to Mr. Craig Petras at the Business Career Services in Heavener, and he is the one that helped me land the selling factory internship and guide me through that process. Because, I was telling him, it's going to be hard to find anything out of town, out of state at this point, and anything I do is going to be online. So I want something that I can gain a lot of experience from, but also, have a fun time doing it. And so he pointed me in that direction there.
Cool. I mean, Mike, maybe that's it. Maybe it's just like really connecting, just, somehow being a middleman, really pulling, letting people know how to like get their business internships, connected to the University of Florida locally. Like I don't know. These are always the things that are going through my head, is how do we continue to pull these two pieces together? And I think I think the answer is definitely a lot of, introduction. Like students need to know of the opportunities that exist. And if they don't know how, what can they do about it? There's really not, so it's just like, how do we get that information to the students at the University of Florida that, hey, there's opportunity right here. Right.
I think that even outside of academics or internships, like knowing more about Gainesville in general and not Gainesville being labeled as like, there's nothing to do. I think that helps students stay. Because I know like there's an Instagram called Ken Eats. I think he also has a podcast, but like a lot of my friends, that's how they learn a lot about like the food culture in Gainesville. And that's made a lot of them want to like stay and keep learning and like kind of, I don't know. Food is a fun thing, It makes people want to stay in certain places, and I mean, it's definitely fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it continues the culture of Gainesville.
Definitely, yeah.
So your friends that you've met in college that are from different cities, when they come back, are they sad to not be in Gainesville? Were they happy to go back home where things are different, or what?
I think initially, like in those first 2 weeks, they were excited to go home because it's like a little break, they get to see their family, which they don't normally see. But I think now talking to them, they miss Gainesville a lot. Like I have a lot of friends that are coming back in the next couple of weeks just because they need a break.
Yeah, and they miss the community and the college experience. Like I was saying earlier, we feel like it's kind of been taken from us. So then being able to come back gives them almost that sense of home in their college life, I feel, for sure.
Yeah. And independence.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I love being home, but
it's a different world, especially when you've had a taste of your own independence, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's also nice to like be able to take care of yourself and like want to,
Right.
That's cool. Well, this has been fun. Thanks for joining us, you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Is this like recorded on video? Because we're like in our little setup right now. I can pan the camera if you want to see.
Yeah. Show us.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, definitely give us a tour. We talked about doing the WHOA GNV Cribs edition. This is like the start. Let us see your.
These are our fabrics.
These are all of our fabrics down there. This is my study in my house. So I've like transformed my study.
These are our cut ones.
Yeah, we have a big pile of.
These are our straps.
You can see all of our straps, and then those are there we go. Those are our two machines right there.
Those see those. Those are the ones we're in the process of making.
At the end of the ironing board there, and this is our little ironing board, and we typically will like watch TV or, put on a Netflix show in the meantime. But yeah, and then we have our cutting mat here, and we've just kind of transformed my study into we call it our sewing studio.
Yeah.
So we love it. It's so much
This is
fun.
entrepreneur at its finest. This is how you get the bug. You guys are gonna like get addicted to entrepreneurship, and you're never gonna want to leave. So just watch out. Be ready for that.
Maybe we'll be making our own mask making business the rest of our life. Who knows?
Go back to the cut and tie blankets and just sell the crap out of them.
Do that too. Yeah.
They're comfortable.
Very, very cool.
That's right.
Well, for any of our audience who is just listening, you're gonna have to want to go check out the video so you can see their in-house setup in the study. I was laughing because I saw the picture of you on the article, and in the background it says, "Hey, you study."
I wrote that. Yeah. Well, I have my door closed, but on the outside of all my doors in my house, we have chalkboards. So Kendall has, crafty Kendall has decorated all of them. And so on this one, it says, "Hey, you study." I forgot it was in that picture.
That's awesome. Well, don't forget to study, when school's in session, I guess.
That's right. Starting Monday. But people, I would say, when all this started, we were approaching finals, and I would, forewarn people hey, it might take us a few days. We do have final exams, and they were super, understanding and really nice about it. So I have no doubt that when school starts back up, they'll be just the same and understanding as to why it takes us a few days to get them back to them. Mm-hmm. Trying to balance it all.
Awesome. Yeah. This has been great. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys. Best wishes on your future as students and future internships and your mask business. And thanks for making awesome masks. The Florida Gator mask is really legit, you guys. For if you can't,
okay, we made 2 for you guys. So just if
dude, I can't wait to get mine. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So I don't know, I can drop them off to you guys or ship them, whatever you want.
We'll figure it out. I'll email you, but thank you for that. That's awesome.
Thank you. That's awesome.
You can see my sewing skills on these too.
Yeah.
I feel honored that I'm getting this $75 mask now on sale
we can do. Yeah.
This is awesome. Well, great. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. And world, that's it. Go buy one of their masks. Connect with Sarah on her social media. We'll throw up the links on the video so people can see them. And definitely go buy one of their masks. Support them. And it's cool to see the donation factor in there, helping a local nonprofit, that kind of thing. So this is the WHOA GNV podcast, the podcast to bring you businesses and individuals that make you go, whoa.
Oh.
Ladies, give us your best whoa.
Whoa.
We will see you later, everybody.